Yeah. Oh, that's a dandy. Hey, look at who we got here.
Good morning, everybody.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing any better. I couldn't stand it. My grandpa used to say that all the time.
Is that right? Well, doesn't fall far from the tree. Look at who it is. Bill Herzog, and of course, little big man.
Oh yeah.
Morning, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
And then of course, big little man.
Hi, everybody. What's up, brother, man?
World's largest 9-year-old, still reigning champion. That's not going away. Hey guys, Dwayne England, Fish Hunt Northwest. We're out here in the water. Made a little drive this morning, boys.
A poke.
Yeah, a couple hours to get down here, but well worth it. Jumped in Big J's boat. Check this thing out. Some of you may recognize this thing. It's been on the water for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking good care of it.
The famous Kook Cody owned it.
Yeah, he sure did. I've been in this boat a number of times. It's nice to finally get back in. We're chasing springers. The bite is somewhat on. Jarod?
It's off and on, man. Springers, right? Like you see one caught beside you and you're like, why not me? And it's just a grind. But that's why I love springer fishing. You hang out with your buddies the first time of the year and you're gonna get them one day. Today is that day.
And when you finally get one, holy smokes.
The whole boat's happy.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. We're winning today.
That guy got one.
That guy got one. I got one in 10 minutes.
Huh? Finally.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, finally.
I broke the Herzog streak.
Yes, you did. Anyway, we're gonna get out on the water. Looking forward to a great day. Karen, the cookie lady's joining us. Just waiting for her, and we're gonna get out there. So here we go. Buddy, hey, we're out here today chasing a elusive springer.
Yeah.
Now look, everybody's got their own way of kind of rigging their gear and stuff. You keep it pretty simple. I mean, your gear is just basically stripped down. So this is a 1265, 12.5 foot rod. You like to run that on the bow.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I like the bow rods to be longer and softer. Kind of gives me a wider spread, right? And so I get an extra 2.5 feet on each side, or 2 feet past my other rods. And if I extend them straight out, it's more like 3 feet. So I make a bigger swath.
Makes sense. Plus then as you come back, incrementally your rods are a little bit shorter and it narrows it down. So you're not just dragging right on top of your own gear.
Yeah, and
right?
generally I fish 7 rods, and so my bow rods are faced out sideways. My middle rods are about a 45, and then my back rods are just slightly kicked in. Then I usually dangle a rod off the back between the motors, and so I've got about a say a 30-35 foot swath of gear that I run through here. And my setup's pretty simple. Like you said, we got the 12.5 foot rod for that limp limber herring bite. I got a VIP Pro line lock here, which is key because it locks your swivel in there so your line doesn't twist. So
it keeps everything from over twisting, right? We got plenty of swivels, lots of spin, but to a point we don't want to just like wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
These things are, they've proven their worth, man. They work really well.
Pro did a great job designing that, and a lot of people use those. I use them a lot here, especially finesse fishing, rolling over these humps like we're doing. I like the least amount of weight I can get on my gear to keep it up off the bottom. So that's a really nice way to do that.
Well, it's the best of both worlds. You got the dropper of any length that you choose, right? And a slider, in case the weight gets caught in the net, then the fish can run, you're not going to break off. But it also locks it in to prevent overspin and tangling up all your gear, right? So up front we're running what?
I got a 15-pound dropper. And then from a 15-pound dropper down to whatever lead you use, and then I generally use a 16 to 20-inch bumper of 50-pound test. And whatever my bumper is, say this is these are 16s, my dropper is 14. I try to keep it a hair shorter, keeps it from tangling around this, right?
Makes sense.
And then I come down to a Yakima Bait Fish Flash. This happens to be a CLYPL. Which is a really good flash, and then I kind of doctored up the back of it, right? It's all Springer colors, you know what I mean? I mean, that says Springer, that says Springer, this says Springer.
Green and chartreuse.
Green and chartreuse, you can't go wrong with those two.
And then we're running baits.
And then I'm running about a 4-foot leader. I like 25-pound test, 20-pound test, especially for springers because you're such a slow troll. I just feel that lighter line helps spin that bait like you doesn't have much to turn.
Makes sense.
And then of course we rig our herring. This one happens to be rigged just Westport style. I like to go through one side, pull the hook through, and then just right out the top, just like that. Give it a nice tight spin.
And the back side of the bone, and out through the front, so it holds firm. Doesn't rip through the meat, right?
Yeah, you got that backbone, and so it's kind of a little angle you put and curl it right through there. and then let her spin.
Let's talk about how you drop this in. So a lot of people, you know, first time out here, they might get a little mixed up just because they put it in all backwards, upside down, or what have you. And when you get caught up like this, that makes sense. Okay, Big J. So obviously we see the debacle that can be.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're trying to prove, right?
In the wind right here, if you put this flasher up in the wind and let it start spinning, things it all out. So we like to throw that bait in, make sure that straightens out a little bit. Drop that flasher down in there, swing the weight in last. Yep. All right. Then I like to reel it to the tip, just to reset my zero on my line counter, right? Yep. And then we're going to go ahead and let that go down. Make sure we have a good spin on the herring.
Yeah, it's important to feed it slow, just like you're doing too. You know what I mean? And
because the weight's going to drop, and if you go too fast, everything else stays up higher, right?
And a good point for a tip for, like, you know, if you're on the boat and you're paying attention, if you notice that your line doesn't have any scope going backwards, it basically means that the boat's not moving and you're dropping it straight down. Right. So it's always good to pay attention that the boat's moving and your gear is going behind it, because even the best of us can get tangled up, you know, if we're dropping it straight down.
Yeah. So if you go like, that can tend to be problematic, right? So drop down, hit bottom, usually come up a crank or so. Yep. The other thing is, when you first get on the troll, you're going to start moving. You get a little bit of uptick in your line, so like, you know, feed it back down, drop. Make sure you contact bottom and get it right in that zone. Then we're going to set in the rod holder. Yep. And we're going to watch that tip. Now when we start bouncing bottom for springers is not always such a bad thing. No, right? So unlike some of our other troll fisheries, suspended, but here it's like hit bottom. Sometimes I like to keep some of the rods in contact with bottom. Yeah, I generally like my back rods, you know, my back's a 5. I like those, you know, ticking pretty consistent. And the front ones, you know, I usually put fishermen up there that can work them, and just when they tick it, they give that one crank to where it just ticks almost like you're drift fishing every few feet. Yeah. And then I use the boat to pick them up and set them down through the humps. Yeah, so speed up, raises the gear, then you're gonna slow down a little bit, drop them back down, and they fall right in those dips. You know, once you get a good drift, you know, and like a lot of times it's hard to do that, especially with currents and tides and stuff. But when you get those good solid drifts, you're able to really work that bottom, and that's when you get really effective. Yeah, up and down and really staying in contact. The other way is when you're sitting in the seat and you can watch on the depth finder if you got access to it. You can see that difference, and you got to, you know, oh, we're at 18, now we're at 20 feet. I'm going to check and see if I'm in contact with bottom. I like to dip that tip down in there and see if I contact bottom, great, I'll just pop it back in there. But I think, you know, consistency in fishing is not grabbing the blanket and the pillow, going to sleep in the seat, right? You really got to, every person on the boat has to work their gear. You got to work gear, and it's all day long. I mean, springer fishing is a grind all day, every day. They call it a grind because you're constantly working. Yeah. If you're not constantly working your gear, especially early March springers, you're not getting them. And those 1 to 2, 3 fish days, they're awesome, right? Like they're just a reward. That is that's a common happening, and oftentimes we get blanked out here. But if you don't go, the one thing I really like people to do on my boat, like for instance, is whenever I'm you know, everybody wants to take the rod out of the rod holder, go like this, and then strip gear. Well, you just raised your rod tip 6 feet. So when you set it down, you gained that 6. And so I like to leave mine here and strip it. I like to let it catch up. As you can see right there, boom, now it's sticking. Now it's hitting. See, right? And so I'll come up a 1/4 of a crank at a time until it's just off the bottom, just like that. There you go. So now I can slow the boat down, you know what I mean? And boom, let it bump when I see those fish hit the deck. I can raise it up if I see a snag or whatever, and I know where my depth is. And so it not only helps you catch more fish, it helps the boat operator keep you fishing more efficiently. Yeah, good point. All right, well, let's pick this up, load up, run back up, and drop them in. One thing, I missed you, buddy. Oh, yeah. Always love having this guy on the show. All right, let's go get some fish. Yeah, buddy. It's there, whatever it is. You pin him?
I'll get you.
Yeah, I got him. Heck yeah. There we go. One behind you. Yep. What you got there? Oh yeah.
I got the sockeye.
Sockeye.
I got a sockeye.
No pressure.
No.
I'm
marked that fish on the deck too. I was like, that fish should chew. I was like, we're doing so good right now.
How many hours?
That is 12 yesterday, 10 the day before, and 3 the night before that. Grinding.
Grinding. Yeah. Oh, that's a dandy. That thing's about 18 pounds, Bill. No pressure. Attaboy, Hunter! Woo!
Boom!
Huh?
Yeah.
That's a dandy.
Woo! And that's how we do it on the east side. Oh man.
That's a beauty.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yeah.
That's spring Chinook.
That is. That is. Look at that thing.
I didn't see a fin when I was out there.
Nope. It's hatchery.
Yeah, I didn't.
And that's
I
a
saw
big
when
fish
it
too.
was out there. Sometimes when I catch a spring Chinook, I get so excited I have to just.
A little more than that. That's good. Who's next? You do good on Big J's boat. You come, you eat, be merry, and catch fishes. So far we've done all 3.
It's a great day.
It's a great day.
Uh-huh.
We're killing it.
The trifecta. I like it. And the chef.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Chef
Dial.
Boyar Hunter, check him out.
Yep.
Chef Boyar Hunter.
Hot dogs are easy, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Dog master. Fellas, you, sir,
Yes. Yeah.
2 springers in a single week.
Well, this is what I just happened to be sitting next to the rod that goes off.
Multiple
All
times.
I did was land him.
Yeah,
He did
yeah.
all the work.
Yeah, well, bit of a grind, but I mean, when you can come out here and get one of those.
Hey, look at that, man.
Oh,
Look at that.
Huh?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
let's not forget to mention that in the market that would be about a $400 fish.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
out here with the grind and the fuel and everything else, it is a $400 fish.
Just the head.
Yeah, yeah, it's just the head.
Yeah.
So, what do you tell folks that want to come down and give this a go?
You know, be willing to be patient, be willing to work for it, be willing to grind.
Yeah.
And, you know, this one fish is a success for all of us.
Sure.
I mean, you get one fish in the boat, everyone's excited. Like fall
Team
fishing,
effort.
everybody's, you know, like, oh, we gotta get them back in to get the next one. But everybody's
Yeah.
so excited for everybody. That's why I like springer fishing. It's more of a camaraderie.
Sure.
Because the people that endure it and grind through it, those are your buddies, right?
Yeah,
Those are
absolutely.
the people that love it like you do. Because you
Yep.
don't just go out and sit in the sunshine, right? It's ruthless.
Yeah.
You know, and so that reward,
Like
this
the smell of
reward,
that. Yeah.
the smile, the reward, right?
Yeah.
And the friends you get. I mean, it's just kind of, it's just something special. Springers are just different.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It doesn't really get going until like this week.
Yeah.
You know, we like to say March 1 is the opener, and everybody gets all amped up about it. And you look for that first fish caught like mid-February. Somebody gets that token springer, and everybody starts gearing up. And it's like, oh, let's go. But you know what? It's cold. It's miserable. It's a grind. Sleepless days, sleepless nights. But you just keep doing it because there's your reward.
And
right?
we would have it no other way.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is what it's all about. You can put a couple of those in the boat each day,
Yeah.
or even one.
Yeah.
It's a successful outing.
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna play this. Bill take half home, I'll take half home, and when we're sitting there eating together, I'm gonna remember everybody that was in the boat today.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
everybody that went through the struggle with me and the grind. You know.
Yeah, good times, and thank Karen for the cookies. It was
Yeah.
a cookie
Cookie
dish
lady.
for sure, right?
Thank you, Cookie Lady. It was the cookie bite.
Thank you, Cookie Lady.
100%. Yep. All right. Well, hey, fantastic opportunity. Thanks for getting me out here.
Anytime, brother.
Always a pleasure.
Much love. Give Mama Shing my love.
Oh, well,
Mama Shing, love ya.
100%. Hunter, outstanding job.
Thank you.
Kid's a
Kids,
stud.
the guys running, the kids running
Kid's
the
a
boat.
stud.
Okay?
Like,
The
he's a
kids
stud.
running
He's
the boat.
legit.
That's how it's done. All right, man. That's gonna do it for us out here at Cathlamet Springer Fishing 2022. Might make it back down here one more time before it's all said and
Yeah,
done,
we
but
do. We'll see.
We'll see what goes on. All right, we're gonna jump out for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be in studio.